here. I haven't done one of these talking videos in a while, particularly because I haven't had any inspiration to. And every time I want to do one of these, it always kind of devolves into a rant. And sometimes I think people don't want to hear that shit. But realistically, I'm not going to be, I'll be honest with you. Me being positive, I can't do that fake positivity. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like I can do that fake positivity. So that's why I'm sitting here at almost 1 a.m. in the morning on a Monday, or I guess Tuesday morning now. Monday night, Tuesday morning. Drinking a fucking Powerade. Talking to a camera. Which essentially is going to be me complaining for borderline almost 30 minutes. I'm guessing. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see what happens. And we're going to take this cover and put it on the floor because I hate hardwood floors. But this ain't my house. So, I'm going to step on this for feet comfort. Because after a while, standing on this shit for a while, I just start hurting your feet. So I kind of wanted to complain about something that's been recently irking the shit out of me. And if you notice the stain, there's probably a barbecue stain. Because I was eating barbecue chicken. Because of the South, that's why. So I just kind of, realistically, that's what this is. And it pisses me off because I feel like a lot of people who were in a similar position. I'll put it this way, if you're a smart person, a well-to-do person, a person who takes advantages of the opportunities that they are given, or someone who just knows how to save, protect their investments, has to deal with this problem. For me, I'm a person who says, okay, look, life is hard. I mentioned in other videos before, my life is not what I consider easy, but I don't necessarily consider it insanely hard. But I at least understand the value of $1 and understand the importance of saving his shit. My mother allows me to live in this house, paying rent, mind you, but it's nowhere near as expensive as getting an apartment. And I'm allowed to save my money to do things with. Primarily to further myself in life. And I didn't want to waste that opportunity. So, that's what I've been doing these years, is saving my fucking money. Obviously, I'm not saving all of it. And I'm still able to spend money on the shit that I want because, as you guys probably have seen, the amiibo, the anime and manga, the video games, the PC, computer shit. I've spent my money on a lot of shit that has nothing to do with furthering my... Well, I guess the PC is arguable. But everything else is literally just for the sake of me wanting it. But I'm still able to pay my bills, pay rent on time, all phone bill, all that other shit, car note, all that other stuff. And still do the 9 to 5 to work, and I'd be perfectly fine. Like most responsible adults are supposed to, or what you should do when you're given an opportunity. But then, as some of you may know, there are members, either your friends or family, who don't know how to do this or have no fucks to give about doing this. And everybody has, if like I said, if you're the responsible one in your family or the responsible one in your group of friends, you've probably already dealt with what I'm about to bring up. Which is that motherfuckers who don't do this take advantage of you because they ain't worth shit. And to me, this is the most infuriating thing. I think this is the worst with family members. Because family members, you don't want to be a dick. That's the worst thing for me. I don't want to be a dick about it because it's like, oh, that's my sister, or that's my brother, or in some cases, that's my mom, or that's my dad, that's my uncle, that's my auntie. You don't want to be a dick about it because you don't want to betray family. And at the same fucking time, family should understand not to be a dick about it and force their child, brother, sister, whatever the fuck, to spend money on them because they don't know how to handle their shit. And what makes it worse is that these people don't ever seem to learn. I was having a conversation with my friend like yesterday about this shit. We are both in situations where we have family members who cannot get their financial shit together. And so every time something goes wrong, they come crying asking people for money on shit that they should be able to do, shit that you do. And I hate, and that's one of the things I just hate about this world in general, that if you are successful or you do well for yourself, you essentially are punished for it. You're essentially told that you need to pick up the slack for the individual who can't get their shit together. I understand some of that shit is bad luck and circumstance, like your health. Sometimes you can't control what debilitating disease you get. I can understand some of that shit, but you got people who are maybe like 5 or 6 years older than you, or in some cases maybe 1 or 2 years younger than you, and they can't do basic shit. Like, people can't pay their bills on time. Or they break their phone and they think they need a new phone, but you don't want to pay for the phone because you shouldn't have to pay for the phone. You pay for they need to pay for the fucking phone because you're the one who broke the fucking screen. Oh, well, can you help me, lend me some money? And you want to be a nice guy about it, so sure, I'll lend you $50. You can go get yourself a cheap phone. I want to get me a Samsung Galaxy S9 or an S8. What I look like walking around with like an S3 or S4 or an S6 or some shit. And you're like, bitch, if I'm helping you pay for it and you don't have the extra money to pay for it, you don't get to complain to me about what version of the phone you get. But motherfuckers do that, and it trips me out. How can you be that fucking entitled? You're that fucking entitled about something as basic as a phone, and you don't have any shame or moral, or like you don't feel anything about the fact that you just had to beg your younger sibling in some cases, or older sibling depending on the situation, for fucking money. But then you have the gall to come back around and be like, you should have bought me something better. I'm paying for it. Why are you giving me shit about me doing you a favor? And they don't give a fuck, man. And it bums me out. It trips me out how so badly you want these people to do better for themselves. Because that's the reason why you help them. You help them because they're family, and you help them because you want them to do better. We want you to succeed, but you fucking don't learn from any of your mistakes. And then the question is thrown up in your mind, should I have helped them at all? Because obviously the first time this happens, you don't think this is going to become an issue. And it's family, so even though the more and more it happens, the more and more you're like, this is some bullshit, the more you're more like, please let them learn something, and they don't learn a goddamn thing. This is one of the reasons why I'm not super surprised anymore that you got a bunch of rappers and shit that when they made it, when they got out of their ghettos, they didn't do shit for those areas when they came back, when they made it. You know why? Because they were like, oh, those areas they ain't gonna do shit with that money anyway, and they're just gonna fuck that money over. Just like they were doing before. You know why? Because when they were in those areas, when they were growing up, they were fucked over by those same individuals who refused to do better for themselves, who refused to learn, who refused to take advantage of the situation that they were given because of you and that person being friends. So when they finally made it, when you finally made it, you were like, well, I already know from past experiences, you ain't gonna do shit. I could give you $50,000 and you still would find a way to fuck all that up. Give you enough to go buy a house, to go buy a brand new car, do something, get yourself on the right foot, and you would still find a way to fuck it up. And that's what happens. People, they would still find a fucking way to fuck it up. And it just bums me the fuck out. Because it's happened so much now. Like, lately for me, it's like all the time. And then what pisses me off is I'm still held to I'm held to a higher standard because I'm the one doing well. Or doing okay. Like, obviously I'm not balling if I'm still in this fucking house. But because I'm doing better than the other individuals, right? Then for some stupid ass reason, you got the money, so you should help. Oh, you know how to save, so you should help. I'm like, wait a minute, so I'm getting punished for knowing how to do something that you taught me. Or in some cases, I helped teach you. And it's like, what the fuck? Because my friend was bummed out. His fucking sister did it. His sister, who's like almost 20 years older than him, is begging him for shit. And he's the one that's still living at home, just like I am. Trying to get his ducks in a row to kind of progress through life. And you got this bitch over here who can't even maintain a steady job and shit. She can't maintain a steady job. She broke her fucking phone, and it's the whole, you should buy me a new phone, and you should buy me a brand new high-end phone. And you're like, bitch, are you kidding me? And then what makes it worse is that if it is a sibling situation, which for me it is, and for my friend it is, the mothers and dads want to play this whole, but they're family, or you don't understand because you're not a parent bullshit. I hate this fucking line. Some of you may have not heard this line, but let me explain what it is. Essentially, I criticize the parent for giving into the other child's demands, or the cousin, or whatever the fuck, the other person's demands for free shit, talking about you need to stop babying them. And the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, well, you're not a parent, so you don't understand why I feel the need to do this. Because when you're a parent, you'll understand what I go through. And you're sitting there going, to me, it's the biggest bunch of bullshit to do. Because essentially, you've deadlocked me into a conversation where I can't give you a proper response that can beat that argument out purely because I'm not a parent. Also, I think that's a bunch of shit because there are other parents that don't do that shit. The argument's irrelevant. And then they'll keep repeating the same goddamn mistakes. Where they'll still give the other individual money like they didn't learn a goddamn thing. And then in my case, then I have to hear them complain about how the other person don't do right even though when they're giving money. And the first thing in my mind is, well, why the fuck were you giving them money if you know they weren't doing right? But then I'm a cold-hearted bastard if I don't give them money, right? What kind of shit is that? And that shit just beats you fucking down. That's not how this should work. If you fuck up, you need to take the L. No one wants to take L's no more. You want to go out there and get a fucking $100,000 loan on a house that you obviously can't afford? You need to take that motherfucking L, and that house needs to get foreclosed. Don't come to me asking for no fucking money. But that's what happens. That's what fucking happens. Because you're the one doing well, or I guess doing better. I won't even say well. I'll say you're doing better than the other individual. But because you're the responsible one, I need you to bail me out, son. Fuck you, Dad. Think I'm gonna spend all this fucking money to bail you out of a house situation? Your motherfucking mind. How could you be so cold? What? You mean the guy who's bad with money, I'm being cold to that guy when he's asking me for money? That's your father. The fuck difference does it make? This shit shouldn't be going on in the first place. You know, like I said, this is just the type of shit that's just gotten on my nerves as of late. Oh, you save your money. You have a good amount you have a good chunk of change for a rainy day in your bank account. You are protected if something bad happens. You could go get an apartment if some shit were to fall through. Therefore, help me. And you better do it because we're family. And I know what it is. It's a form of manipulation. That's what it is. It's a hustle. It's just another game where let me hustle my fucking sibling or cousin or whatever the fuck into doing me this financial favor, knowing full well that I have no real intentions of paying that individual back. And why do you do it? Because I need the money. I don't really, because the reality is that you're dealing with individuals who've said fuck that moral line. Like to them, they've just gotten rid of the line in the sand where morally you wouldn't fuck over your younger brother or your younger sister or some shit. But they've wiped that shit off there, so they have no moral compass. They'll just do whatever the fuck they want, and that's a goddamn shame. Because then the person you cheat over becomes just as jaded. Where it's like, well, fuck it. Since they don't give a shit, I'm not going to give a shit. It also hurts them in the long run because that means I don't give a fuck about lending them any money anymore, and then they can't abuse me like they were. And it's a terrible cycle that's created. It's literally created because people don't understand, don't have a moral compass, or they don't have common decency, and then all you're doing is teaching the individual you're cheating that there is no real sense of, there is no benefit to getting your shit right. You can be a piece, and listen, it's not like the media doesn't already promote this idea in its own right, where you could be a dumbass. You could be a dumbass, a piece of shit, and you could still get a job, or get married, or get a bunch of shit that you don't really deserve, or you haven't earned, just because of maybe your appearance, who the fuck you know, who your family knows, a bunch of fucking connections that aren't really fair in the grand scheme of things, because it's all about a fucking hustle, and the hustle doesn't change. The hustle is it's every little thing. Every little thing is a part of another person's hustle. My friend's brother is a doctor. My mom slept with the guy who slept with my teacher. What else? My mom is the president of a high-end company, and she can get it in with other companies that allow me to get a job there. And it's like all these little things. In reality, this is nothing you can inherently change. It just really deters people from being good people. Like, there is no real reason to be good. Because at the end of the day, you could die a good person and be dead at 21. A piece of shit could live until he's like 97. The world isn't fucking fair. But sometimes it's just like, bruh, you just get bummed out with how stupidly unfair the world is. And it makes it worse is when the unfairness is shown to you through family. When it's family members and friends who go, yeah, the world's a piece of shit, and I'm going to be the one who shows you by cheating you in the dumbest or meanest way possible. And in some cases, if it is your siblings, you find out how fucking jaded your own parents are when it comes to, well, you know, you're not a mother or you're not a father, so you don't understand why I still financially help my son or daughter, even though they're grown-ass men and women who should be able to handle their own shit. I don't know, man. I get bummed out, dude. It just bums me the fuck out. Because I gotta think there's gotta be something better than this, man. Because the reality is, if I let myself fall down that fucking hole and think that this is it, this is the best it's gonna get, and that we're all fucking screwed, man, life will become a sad existence. There ain't no point in living for some people. And for me, who doesn't put my reasoning in living in some sort of God or some deity and shit, that would kill a man. That would kill a weaker man. That's not even a brag. That's literally just saying some men and women who believe in religion, if they didn't have that, some people would just be dead. Some people need that. I don't need it, but it also means I have to deal with the realities of the world head on and realize that people are just pieces of shit. People, and some of those people are like in my position. Like, I'm like, they're the result of of someone else doing it to them. And that's what you have to keep in mind sometimes. But then again, it doesn't make a fucking difference, because if you're continuing the cycle of fuckery, no one's gonna fucking win. Someone's gotta be the bigger person and walk the fuck away. The question is, who's gonna be the bigger person? But it's already getting late. I'm pretty sure I've already hit the rambling mode. I'm just gonna throw this up as a casual vlog. That's how these videos are, and that's how these videos will stay. And hopefully next time I'll have other things to talk about. I don't know. I get bummed out putting out too many negative videos, because I know people get like, you're just a pessimist and you don't fucking like life. I'm like, that's not what it is. The sad thing is that life is just fucking depressing a lot of the time. But I don't want every video on the channel to be like that, so I'm going to try to switch it up as much as I can. So thank you guys for watching. This has been the Vlogs Again from your boy Terrell, and I will catch you guys later. Peace. Oh, shit. Another one.